hello, and welcome to the Wanda's Warrior Show on Zenith TV Network. Thank you for tuning in again on this week. I am your host, Evangelist Wanda Briscoe, and I want to thank you for your love, your support, and your prayers. I want to first give honor to my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, who is the head of my life. And I want to honor Apostle Alton and Dr. Nikkei Natson they are the founders of Zenith TV Network, and I thank them for this opportunity. I want to thank each and every one of you for tuning in every week, and I pray that you are always encouraged and blessed by what was spoken. So wherever you are tuning in from around the world, I want to welcome you to the Wanda's Warrior Show, and I encourage you to tune in every week. Please share this broadcast with someone and spread the word. Follow my show on www.zenithtvnetwork.com. Now, the Wanda's Warrior Show is to encourage, empower, and exalt people, and I look forward to doing this every week. I am a living witness that God can use everything. Now, on today, I am so honored to have a special guest on the show, and I want to introduce to others and present to some Queen Chef LaToya Larkin. Yay! Hey, Queen.
Thank you so much for having me.
You are welcome. So let me just tell y'all briefly on how I met this amazing queen. October 2022, I had the honor of traveling to Paris, France. Yes, Paris, France, where I was one of the many speakers at a conference there. And it was just her presence when she walked into the room. And the night before the conference, they had a meet and greet. And that's where I saw this amazing queen. So come on in, Queen, and tell us about yourself.
Oh my God, when you met me the night before, I looked like a ragamuffin. I told you I had like the roughest trip there, but it turned out to be absolutely fabulous. And this divine connection that we have made has us here today. Thank you so much for having me. That is first and foremost, as you could have chose anyone to have on your show, you chose me. So I greatly appreciate you for that.
Thank you. Now, who is Queen Chef LaToya?
You know what? I am Chef LaToya. I'm simple. I mean, I know it's hard to believe when I tell a lot of people like how simple I am. And excuse my phone for ringing, someone's calling me after hours. But as simple as I am, I just like the simplicities of life. I don't like a whole lot of drama. I'm very laid back. I'm an introverted extrovert, if that makes sense. So I'm mandated extrovert when I'm mandated, but other than that, for the most part, I'm really like just kind of to myself, observing the room, kind of, seeing what's what. And that's just me in a nutshell. I'm quiet by nature. So a lot of times people mistake that quietness for different things on different levels. They'll mistake that. For one, I've been mistaken to say that I'm bougie and I'm stuck up. And it's like, no, I'm just quiet, just minding my business. That's it. Or either the fact of them not really knowing me. So it's like, oh, you mean? No, I'm not mean. I'm just firm but fair, But I think that's just kind of I'm one of those people very mistaken for those. So you definitely have to invest that time to get to know me, because if not, I'll go right over your head if
not. So you are a chef. Tell us how you started being a chef and where has that road taken you?
Man, I started, first of all, I went to culinary school straight out of high school. So it was one of those things. It didn't come down the line or anything like that. I took a year off work, just to save some money. And I went to culinary school at 19. And so I've been doing it. This year marks 23 years. So I started cooking when I was like 8. Learned how to cook with my grandma. She was one of those, let me pull the stool up, you measure this, help out, and that type of stuff. And then another thing, that I picked up and learned was baking as well. So I used to bake with my grandmother as well. So again, that same look, that same freestyle look. You tell me what you want to do, we're gonna do it, and it be that. So yeah, I've been cooking since I was 8. The journey that it's taken me on, man, it's a very humbling journey. That is first and foremost. Where I'm at today, it's almost I still like I'm in a state of shock at times. Just seeing kind of what I've accomplished where I'm at, but that's what happens when you get out your own way. You know,
Yes.
when you get out your own way, you develop that confidence and you develop that that sense of like, yeah, this is what I'm supposed to do. Like I'm passionately serving in my purpose. So it's just a phenomenal experience of where I've come, like to see where I've started at and to where I'm at now, and knowing that it's more to come. So that's
Well,
even more better.
for those who don't know, tell us where you're at now. You have so many accolades. Did you ever see yourself as the Wall Street Journal, USA Today, all of this, and to be an internationally known chef? Did you ever dream that? For those who
I,
are
you know,
dreamers, did you?
I never seen it coming. I mean, you know how it is. You'll dream and think like, oh, I would want to do this, and then like when it actually happened, it's like, man, I'm doing what I said I was gonna do. Like I'm really out here doing this stuff, and then just the opportunities that have came my way. That's another thing too. Just a lot of the opportunities that I've been blessed with. It's almost one of those things like being at the right place at the right time. You know, being at the right place at the right time, surrounding myself with the right people, adjusting my mindset. Because again, as I said, a lot of times people will get in their own way because of their mindset. I think a lot of times people also discount themselves for what they're capable of doing because, oh, well, I don't know if I can do. Why you can't do that?
Yeah,
Somebody else is doing like, why you can't do it?
yeah,
So I think, and that's part of what made me get out my own way once I really had to step out. And also another thing, I used to teach, right? So that has also given me a lot of confidence because it's like I don't have a job no more. Like I don't have that guaranteed paycheck, so I have to move a little bit different. You know what I'm saying? I have to do different things. I don't have that guaranteed 10th and 25th paycheck, and just that stability and that guaranteed security of a job. So it's like everything I do is dollar for dollar. I got to get out here and get it. So I don't have no husband to help take care of me and help build it up. Like it is literally me out here getting it. So therefore, that's what makes me have to believe in myself. If I got everybody else believing in me and believing in my concept, I gotta go for it and see what's what. And when I say that I stepped out on mustard seed faith of leaving my job, I have not missed one beat. Like haven't missed one beat. I have been okay. Um, it's been things have been tight from time to time, but that's just the ebbs and flow that comes with business. Those are just the things that happen that comes with business. But for the most part, I wouldn't take back anything. Just those journey. I'm definitely enjoying the journey and the process, the growth, the people. Again, same with me and you. I never would have thought I would have met you across country, around the world. Literally met you around the world, and now here we are, having a conversation and the greatest of friends, with the nice solid network because we're like-minded and we get what we're trying to do. So therefore, it's those type of things. I never would have saw it coming. But what I will say, if people get out their own way, it will be amazed of what can come your way. What will
Amen. I
come your
love
way
that.
if you do that.
And you talked about your concept. So when we were in Paris, each speaker had, give us talked about a specific topic, and you
Yes.
talked about your concept. I had never heard of that concept before.
Look, that's
So
you know
please
what that right.
explain to the people what your concept is, and it is amazing and how it's done changed the food game.
Yes, it is that. You know what? And here it comes right here. That is what allowed me to walk away from teaching. Is the uniqueness of the concept. I grew up again, like I told you, my grandma taught me how to cook and bake and stuff like that, and she made tamales. So she learned how to make tamales back in the day when she was out in California. Her husband was stationed in the military. They was out in California, and so it was a Hispanic lady that taught her how to make tamales. Well, she brought the concept back to Texas, right? Because back in the day, she was the help. So
Mm.
tamales was her side hustle, on top of that. So with her doing tamales and stuff like that, and then the other little stuff that she ran with my uncles and stuff, um, she taught me how to make them. And so I've always made like those traditional chicken and pork tamales. But it became one of those things where it really became unique was pre-pandemic 2019. I was in grad school. I was finishing up for my master's for my MBA, and I had a Mother's Day brunch. And it's so fun because it's coming up. Mother's Day is coming up next weekend. We did a brunch at the school with the kids, and so I had some collard greens left over, and I had a meal prep container with the tamale. I mean, with some collard greens because I meal prep for my clients as well. And so I was telling my son, I said, "Hey, son, I'm gonna take this little bit of collard greens and I'm gonna put in some tamales." And he was like, "Mama, you tripping, Mama? We need to just do what we do. We do the chicken and pork tamales. We need to just do that." And I was like, "But son, like everybody do chicken and pork tamales." We're in Texas. Like, there ain't nothing special. Everybody do that. I was like, think about it, cornbread and collard greens. And he was like, when he said like that, cornbread and collard greens, that makes sense. But I don't know, Mom, that's just weird. Like, I don't know, like, who gonna buy it? Like, I was like, man, somebody gonna buy it. So we're gonna try it. And so I took those collard greens and put them in the tamales, and it made like right at a dozen. And when I let him try it, my son just turned 18 in December, right? He's getting ready to graduate. He been cooking me since he was 3. Okay.
Wow.
And when he get that look right here, when I seen that look, I was like, yeah, they lit on. He was like, Mama, like, wait a minute, these are good. Like, hold on. I was like, yeah. And he was like, okay, I think we got some. And he was like, okay. So I was like, yeah. I was like, I'm gonna let the clients try them out and see what they say. Get some action, and we're gonna go from there. And I let my clients try them, and they was like, we ain't never heard of nothing like this. Like, you got to put this on the menu. So it's like, bet I got something. And so then when I would tell people that I made tamales, especially like a lot of my coworkers and stuff, I tell them I make tamales, and they'll be looking at me crazy, and I already know what they thinking because I'm black. So I was like, and so I just went ahead and shut them down. I was like, it's because I'm black. Oh no, that's not it. That's exactly what it is, and it's okay. You know what I'm saying? It's okay because again, you don't have a lot of black people that do make tamales, and you do have like the Mississippi and that Mississippi Delta. You do have black people that make them, but a lot of them don't really make them like that. So of course, when you tell them, they looking at you crazy, like, oh, you can't make no tamales. You can't do that. And my thing is, if you can cook, you can cook. I learned from the best of the best. So that's like saying that the woman that taught my grandma how to make tamales, that she couldn't cook. She was Hispanic. She taught them. And so we came up with the collard green tamales, and I went ahead and branded the concept right then when I was getting ready to wrap up grad school. So I branded that concept, and I also started my nonprofit as well, part of my framework and for my degree. And so got my nonprofit going, and then and branded the Black Girl Tamales. And so then COVID COVID hits, right? So now I've still got the traditional chicken and pork tamales I normally do with the collard green. And so my students, no, this was right before COVID. So one of my students, she's like, Mama, let's play around. Let's put some etouffee in them. I was like, etouffee? That's a good one. Okay, this around the holidays. I was like, okay. I was like, let's play around, put some etouffee. So then we got the crawfish etouffee and the shrimp etouffee. And then 2020 hit, right? Well, we go on spring break and we never went back to school after spring break. And then, all the restaurants shut down and all of that. And so my thing was I never seen the tamales coming. That's first. And see, and that's another thing when I say it's just like it's amazing where I'm at and how far they take me because I never even would have banked on the tamales to do anything. I'm looking for my private and personal chef business to blow up because that's my baby. That's what started. That's what I started doing because I was a restaurant chef when I started out in the industry. I was a restaurant chef for 8 years, and the industry is tedious. It will burn you out those nights, those weekends, those holidays, and stuff like that. And it just really took a toll on me. So therefore, I started my private personal chef business to go cook for people to still fulfill that culinary niche. So that's what I'm thinking is gonna blow up because I was like, okay, I got pretty good traction. If I post some stuff on social media, clean out my freezer, that my clients they're gonna hit me, Chef, what that's going for? Well, you still got this, you still got that. And I was like, okay, it's gonna go for that. So that's what's gonna blow up. Date nights ain't gonna end because I love to do date nights. I love to go cook for people, love to go cook for couples and create that date night anniversary. So again, that's what I'm tunnel vision thinking like that's what's gonna blow up, and the tamales did its own thing. Um, So the other flavors came about, and this is such a I love telling this because this is a crazy story. So we on a Zoom, right? Because my district went into a panic mode. Like they really didn't know what to do. Like I'm talking about for like 3 weeks, we were just waiting for the directive. We didn't know what to do, and I'm like, well, I had a Google class, and so I was like, okay, well, I'll just drop some work in there. But if they do it, they do it. If they don't, they don't. Because they telling us technically we can't do it because it's so overwhelming. And so we was on a meeting, and I was laid up in my bed, kicked up in the seat with my camera off, as mostly everybody did when they were doing their Zoom calls and stuff. And I just kept thinking that it was going on. They just talking and talking and everything. And so they were given assignments of what we were going to do because now they've decided what we're going to do. And so they broke it down. We did PBL, what they call project based learning. And so I had the seniors that have not logged on since October or September, but they think they're going to graduate in May, right? All I got to do is call them, right? I don't have to go, I ain't got to grade no assignments. I don't have to get on none of that. And that wasn't number guide. Because again, all I got to do is, mind you, they haven't checked it. So I really can't make them do nothing. But if I document, hey, you did your work? Okay. I'm done with my day by 9 o'clock, right? 9 o'clock, I'm done with the rest of my day is just literally my day, right? And so when we had that meeting, and I was like, because that's why I kept thinking, I was like, oh yeah, I'm finna get it. Like, man, I'm done with my day by 9 o'clock, and after we finish these calls and stuff, like I got the whole day to play around. Yeah, I'm finna really get it. And so I had made some oxtails that weekend, right? And for Sunday dinner, did some oxtails, and that's when it hit me. I'm talking about kickback, like head back, like laid up, looking at the ceiling. And so when it hit me, I was like, I just got up, ran downstairs, and I started pulling that meat off those oxtails. I was like, this is it. Everything that goes with cornbread, collard green, the collard green and smoked turkey, we already got that. Instead of the regular chicken, I'm gonna do smothered chicken. Instead of the regular pork, I'm gonna switch and do smothered pork chop. Instead of that regular beef, oxtail, and then everything that goes with cornbread. I grew up in Jasper, Texas. That's in East Texas, like right at the border. And my mom, her dad was from Louisiana, so we had that Louisiana influence, the jambalaya, the boudin, the gumbo, all of that type of stuff. The etouffees. We already had the etouffees, and I was like, that's it. We're gonna add in the oxtail. We're gonna add in the jambalaya. We're gonna add in the boudin, and it just went from there. And literally, the concept just skyrocketed. And like I never seen, and again, it's the uniqueness, because again, that's what everybody's saying. When I tell them the flavors, they like, wait a minute, you still talking about tamales? Yeah, I'm talking about tamales. Like these are tamales. It's like, yeah. I ain't never heard of nothing like that. I ain't never heard of no oxtail tamale or no collard green or no shrimp and grits. Like you put shrimp and grits. Look, think about it. The masa is corn. Grits is corn. Think about it. Like, man, I just would have never thought to do any of that. And it's like, yeah. And of course, there's a lot of people that love it because of the uniqueness, but you also got a lot of people that hate it because it's like, and I was listening to Bishop T.D. Jakes one day, and he said it so greatly. He said, the people haters are the one that think they can do it better, and that's usually the ones who hating because they think they can make tamales better. Because again, I'm black and I don't really know how, but it's like if you cook, you cook. Yeah. And I went to culinary school and I'm classically and professionally trained, so it's like I learned how to cook food. That's what I went to school for, to learn how to do stuff outside of what I grew up on. To expand and broaden my horizons and stuff. So that was the purpose of me to go there. So I feel like that is my entitlement. I'm entitled to come up with a creative concept. And then more than anything, it has people excited. And again, have not missed one beat. This actually allowed me to walk away from teaching. And when it really hit me and when I really knew it, I had an article that had dropped from Cuisine Noire. Again, the editor, she's watching me. I didn't even know she was watching me. So I was like, and that's why I be telling people, like, you never know who are watching you. Like, and I'm one of those people, you go on my page, I don't get a whole lot of likes, love, and I could care, look, long as the key players are checking, that's all I care about. And they checking. And so she had DM'd me one day and she said, Chef, I've been watching you for a while. It's just so unique. I love it. I love what you're doing. I'm from New Orleans. The red beans and rice tomato, the Creole, like all of these flavors. Like, would you mind if I wrote an article on it? Absolutely not. Sure. And so she wrote the article, and man, that article dropped. My uncle, my mom, one of my mom's brothers, he had passed away. And so like, and then the following week, my aunt passed away on my dad's side, right? So my aunt passed away the day that the article dropped, right? And we go to Jasper that weekend, and when I got back to Houston, I had over $5,000 in my account in 2 days, just 2 days.
Sheesh, look at God.
$5,000, and I'm just like, and that's when it hit. I was like, oh, I gotta, I gotta check this out. This is gonna be my last year to teach. Like, this is gonna be my last year to teach because I need to see what I got. And I feel like with me teaching, and then mind you, I didn't even have one tamale in stock. I'm like nothing. I'm out of production, none of that. And when I had emailed those people and told them about, hey, I can give you a refund, and no, we're gonna wait. We
Wow.
love what you're doing. We read your story. We done looked on your social media and check. We just love you. We're gonna wait. And I'm just like, and that literally brought me to tears because it's like these are total like I don't even know these folks. Who are these people? You know? But and they waited.
But isn't that God? You had a vision for one thing.
I told you, I have had mustard seed faith on this journey. Like the idea and the concept of me, I'm a person. Stability is important. Like what the bills being paid, all of that. That's critically essential. And then I'm a single parent too, so it's like that stability, making sure the bills paid, make sure we got a roof over our head. Like that's important. That's crucial. And and I don't have a husband to help take care of me, help finance anything. Like I have to get it dollar for dollar by myself. So the idea that I'm walking away from a guarantee, like they didn't even want me to leave. That's how crazy it was, like from teaching, and that's a whole nother story. Because when I first started, if I ain't had no backbone, they would have ran me up out of there. And I went from building up a solid program to like I almost had to be, hey, can y'all let me go so I can get my retirement? Because they with them not letting me out the system, I couldn't even drop my retirement because I was still in the system like a teacher. So I was like, can y'all give me my retirement so I can cash in on this retirement and see what's up and like see what I got? And again, and here we are today in the background. This is my cafe. I was able to acquire that.
Yes, your restaurant.
So it's just one of those things of like the journey itself of just everything that has came to be, just simply believing, and then dealing with people that actually believe in you. Because I think that's another thing too. A lot of people, they deal with people that don't believe in them.
Yes.
And they have a lot of haters in their life. And it's like, yeah, I know you want them to support you, but believe it or not, it's going to be total strangers that's going to come through and support you and get to where you need to get to. Because again, it's the total strangers that get what you're doing. Because a lot of people that you grew up with and you have tenure with and that you're related to, they don't understand the calling. They don't understand the calling in your life that God has called you to do and that he's blessed you with. So due to the fact that they don't get it, of course, they're going to have the little little sneer remarks and, everybody ain't able. You able? Because I used to like my coworkers used to kid, and I used to eat them up with it every time. Look, we was all out on this. We had the same amount of time. We was out, school shut down, and everybody was out of school. Instead, what you was doing, what you did with your time, we just did different stuff with our time. Don't start throwing no slugs at me because I chose to do something different, and you chose to sleep, and you chose to take naps and go on dates and do all this other stuff that you did during the pandemic. I chose to do something different, and it just set me up for where I'm at now. So don't come hit me with everybody ain't able, because you're able. You just chose not to do anything. I did something different. That's it.
And it's amazing how God just opened that door for you. Like you said, you never know who's watching you.
Never know.
Now you have your own cafe, your own restaurant, and in stores.
Yes. And
so
right now I have retail. So as I tell people when they say, are you in stores yet? And I was like, yes, I'm at Mango Deli and Cafe. And it was like, okay, I've never heard of that. I was like, Black Girl Tamales owns Mango Deli and Cafe. So until I get retail placement, I'm my own placement. So I am working on that, just kind of getting some stuff in play. And that's another thing too. Again, people that we meet. Total stranger came out of nowhere. We're coming up on a year. This month makes a year because it's around graduation season. I met Cheryl around graduation season. I found her on LinkedIn and I reached out to Cheryl and I seen that she was a consultant a restaurant consultant, right? I mean, not a restaurant, grocery, like a grocery consultant. I was like, oh, I need her, and so I was kind of winding down on the last little bit of my retirement money, and I was like, man, I'm gonna take a couple of stacks, and I'm gonna invest it and pay her. I don't care what's what, because again, I need what she has. So I see her expertise and stuff. I'm talking about, like, she worked for Kroger's for like almost 30 years. Then she worked for Gordon's. That's like a food purveyor. She worked for them for like almost 10 years. So like we looking at like 40 years of experience. Like if this person, if don't nobody knows, she know, right? And so when I reached out to her and I asked, I said, hey, just wanted to reach out and see how much would you charge me and all this and that. And she said, well, I closed my business down during the pandemic, so I'm no longer doing consulting. But it's just something about you. I love your spirit. I love what you're doing. I love the uniqueness. My mom always told me to give back. I'm giving back to you. Wait, what? Huh?
Wow, that's
And
God.
she's what? Nothing but God. Wait a minute. I'm talking about this woman. Like the meetings we have, the conversation. You would swear I don't cut this woman a check. I ain't gave this woman a dime.
Mm,
Like, have not gave this woman one dime, and she going harder for me again than people that I've known that has yet to come and support my concept. That has yet to. They know I have a cafe. Ain't nobody asked for the address. Ain't nobody came over here. You know, I don't literally. I've been a chef all of my life. Like I again did not just start this. I've been a chef all of my life. So the whole concept and idea, I got strangers coming in giving me the game, and I'm talking about she just walked me step by step. All right, chef, you need to do this, you need to do that. Hey, I need to introduce you to this person. I need to introduce you to that person. And I think that's enough. People really need to understand the power of networking. They
yes,
really need to understand that, of meeting people and things like that, because it really is so bothersome when I hear about, oh, I'm not a people person. You might want to become one. If you finna do anything, even if you work in a job, you know what I'm saying? Because I get it, entrepreneurship ain't for everybody, so I totally understand that. But even if you're gonna have a successful career at a job, you might want to start being a people person to an extent, you know. Because I get it, people will wear you out. Like they
yeah,
will wear you out if you let them, and they can be annoying. I understand that, but also at the same point in time, you have to learn those personal skills with people, because those are the people that could change your life, that know people that you don't know. And I swear, ever since I left teaching, I have not missed one beat. I'm talking about, it just like this
that's
part just keep coming, like these and they just connect the dots. They just keep coming and coming, connecting the dots every time. I mean, like when I left, when I think, because June of next month is gonna make 2 years, 2 solid years. I've been like out off of a W-2, from anybody's W-2, like a full-time entrepreneur. And I had a breakdown, right? I had this breakdown, literally breakdown and a meltdown, because, like I said, stability is important to me. And I had a meeting with my nonprofit, with my board, and this was like spring break. And I just thought about it. I was like, I'm hyperventilating, sitting in the middle of the floor. I'm talking about just real, because it hit me like I can count on one hand how many more checks I get. Like that's I'm gonna get 5 more checks from Spring ISD. Like, what am I gonna do? And I mean, like, well, what about these tamales really? And I mean, I'm talking about, I'm doubt, all the self doubt, all the, you name it. Like, it was in my head, and I'm just I'm in the middle of the floor crying, like all of that. My son, he was at work, so he wasn't at home or anything like that. And I'm talking about, I just broke down. And it was the next day when it really hit me, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna be all right. I'm gonna be a-okay. I was looking at stuff to diversify multiple streams of income, right? So I've taught for 8 years, and I ran the culinary program, and I have all of this. I have all this materials and stuff. This curriculum. I'm a writer, you know. On top of being an author and stuff, I love to write. Like, writing is my thing. So I do a lot of technical writing. You know, you name it, any type of writing, resume writing, documents, and pulling all type of stuff together, articles and stuff. And so I was like, I don't wrote curriculum for 8 years, and I wrote curriculum for the district, actually, for the district that I worked at. And for a while, they had adopted my curriculum, and like the district was on Chef LaToya Larkin's curriculum. And so I'm like, okay, I know they didn't pay me all of what I deserve to get paid for, but again, it's those things, you're building that rapport with the district. And of course, I'm taking what I'm gonna take with me because it's mine. I wrote it, so it's like cooking ain't going nowhere. It's not like that's a skill. Like it's not gonna go anywhere. I don't care what's what. People love to eat. First time somebody get $1 in their pocket, what they doing? Want to pull up to go eat somewhere, you know? So it's like I could do some cooking classes. I could put my curriculum online and run it that way. And from all the cooking basics to just starting a business, all of that type of stuff. So I was on this webinar, right? I was on the way to go see my daddy too, right? I'm going out of town to go see my daddy, and this lady say, I know that you guys think that no one is going to buy your materials. You're probably thinking, oh, I don't have it, and I don't have all this experience. I'm not doing this. I don't teach that. She was like, I'm just here to tell you, I don't know what it is that you guys want to teach or what you want to write about, but somebody's going to buy it. Somebody is going to buy it. And she was like, there's a lady that we have. She teaches copper deficiency in goats, and she's clearing about $5,000 a month. I'm sipping on my Starbucks coffee and almost choked because I'm driving, right? And because I'm like, what the hell is copper deficiency in goats? $5,000 a month? That's 60,000 in a year. Even if I just at a basic teacher salary, she make that kind of money teaching a subject. And when I say nobody knew what copper deficiency in goats was, I went to work. First of all, once I got to my daddy's house, well, actually I had to go to my cousin's house because my daddy he stay in the country, so he off the grid, so he have no reception, right? But once I got to my cousin's house, I got some reception. I looked up copper deficiency in goats, and I'm like, wait, this woman make this kind of money? I know, no. Plus these tamales, plus me being a private and a personal chef. Plus, I'm gonna be okay. I know I'm gonna be okay because I know if she make this kind of money teaching something this trivial and frivolous, I know I could do the same. And when I went to work, I asked 20 people. I surveyed 20 people at my job, 20 teachers. Hey, what's copper deficiency in goats? Chef, I don't know what's that. Hey, what's copper deficiency in goats? I don't know. Hey, what's copper deficiency? I got down to the 19th person. The 19th person, and that's because she was an animal lover. Oh, chef, copper deficiency in goats. She ran it to me, and I was like, wow. I asked 19 people out of 20, only one person knew. And if that woman and it's just like I'm telling, that has stuck with me. That's my signature on my email when I send it. While you second guessing yourself, you got a woman out here making $5,000 a month teaching copper deficiency in goats. Why can't you? You know, I even have a speech about like a speech that I give that I've written out. Look, because again, it's a mindset thing. Like once they get out their way, you're sitting here second guessing yourself. And when you got people out here, when I hear some of the stuff that people are making money doing, it's laughable.
Yes.
Because I know people that have solid skills, solid, like they really have some solid, like a solid gift, but they don't even believe in their gift. They don't even believe in their skill set.
It's that mindset.
It's that mindset. And then you got a woman out here making $5,000 a month teaching copper deficiency in goats that don't nobody know about. I got my phone up over here on Facebook, and I'm pretty sure I'm looking over there at who knows what copper deficiency in goats is before I dropped it. Nobody even know, because nobody ever knows. Nobody ever knows, and that's why I was like, that's what keeps me going. Like, because again, if I know if this woman is making that kind of money, I know I can too. Exactly. And even when you have those people that aren't really they like to cook, but they I ain't go to culinary school. Okay, so what? If you got your presentation down, you safe, food safety, you got some pretty decent presentation, and like, so what if you didn't go to school? I mean, again, that's that insecurity. What you feel insecure about? You can if you can cook, you can cook.
Yeah, and you got to step out there on faith, and
faith.
I just wish we had more time because this has been amazing. You have educated us, and the time is up. I wish we had talked so much more, but give us the address and the name of your cafe for people watch this show around the world, and you never know who may come up in there.
Look, so I am in Houston, Texas. I am located at 12012 Winchester Lane. That is Suite 110. Houston, Texas 77079. You can reach us online at blackgirltamales.com. we're on DoorDash through Home Chef with Black Girl Tamales and Chef LaToya Larkin. Um, let me see what else. Social media, Black Girl Tamales. Like as my students, one of my students said, Chef, you Googleable. So I'm Googleable. So yeah, you could Google Black Girl Tamales, and just kind of go from there. We started back shipping and stuff. So, um, long as people are willing to pay the shipping, the 2 day shipping, we'll ship to you. So
Well, thank you so much. It has been an
sure.
honor to have met you in Paris, France, and now to
Absolutely.
have you on the Wanda's Warrior Show. So, again, it's been an honor to be with you on today. And I hope that someone was blessed and encouraged by what she talked about. And she talked about that mindset and that mustard seed faith. So, if you would like to be a
Absolutely.
guest on the Wanda's Warrior Show to highlight any of your products, your ministry, your books, your conferences, please send an email to the Wanda Warrior Show at gmail.com. Now, until next week, my continuous prayer is that God will keep you in the safety of his arms, and always remember my motto, and that is to live out loud. Have a
Hmm.
blessed one.
Absolutely.